Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a face mask that is CDC compliant. If you've seen any of the tutorials that are currently on YouTube, most of them show how to make a mask like this with the elastic that goes over your ears. I found that this one is particularly very large on most people's face, and the elastic going over your ears doesn't stay very well. So I modified the pattern and made one that looks like this with elastic that goes over the back of your head, and it has these little pinches over the nose to form it to your face. So yeah, let's get started. Supplies that you're going to need is one backing piece. You can use something softer like flannel for that. You need your front piece and also the iron-on interfacing for that, which I've already ironed on this one. You need one 9.5-inch piece of elastic and one 10-inch piece of elastic, and of course your pin and your scissors. You're going to want to put right sides together for your front and back pieces. And then you're going to find center. So in this one, this is a 9x6 piece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to mark center for that, which is right here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a ruler or a straight edge, whatever you have, and you're going to start at that center and then make a 2-inch slope down. And it does not have to be perfectly center. If you're making a mask for somebody with a larger nose, you might want to go a little bit farther from center, but small nose people, you can generally go closer to center. And so I've marked my fabric, and now we're going to cut it. It should look something like this. Now we are about to pin the elastic in place. So you're going to take your longer piece, which is your 10-inch piece, and that's going to go on the top side of the mask. So you're going to take and fold back that, and go ahead and line up your elastic with the corner and try and get it entirely under that piece, and then make sure that the corners of your fabric are lined up how you want, and then you're going to go ahead and pin that in place, and you're going to do that for both sides. We're going to do the same thing with the 9.5-inch piece on the bottom. If you're making this for somebody with a much smaller head, you can of course shorten these elastic. The elastic I'm using is 1/4 inch, so we've got to line up our corners, and also make sure that when you're lining up the elastic that you come all the way to the corner, because when you sew you want to make sure that you catch it. And we're going to pin this one in place. Make sure you're pinning through the elastic to hold it in place, and you're going to do this one on both sides as well. For this shorter piece, it is a little bit shorter, so it's going to pull on your fabric some. That is okay, it's supposed to. Make sure when you're doing this that you don't twist the elastic. Make sure the same side is pointed down for both ends of it. And once that's done, you're just going to start. Doesn't matter which side you start on, and you're going to start sewing. Make sure that you leave an opening on the bottom so that you can turn this inside out when you're done sewing around the edges. So now we have sewn all the way around the edges, and we've still got our openings so that we can turn this inside out. If I didn't already say it, this was for a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And so now I'm just going to snip the corners to make this a little bit easier to pull through and get rid of some of the bulk. Alright, and then we're just going to pull it through. You can use your elastic to help turn out the corners. Just don't tug on it too hard because we're not quite done yet. Make sure that the top where the nose piece is all pushed out. And then you can go iron this back down if it got wrinkly. Now you're going to go down here to where you turned it. Make sure these two pieces are turned in. And then you're just going to pin them in place closed. Alright, next up you're going to make your pleats. And basically you just take and fold it down once. And then you're going to pin each side of that in place, and then do your second pleat. The second one's always a little bit harder. You can just take it from both sides and do like that. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a top stitch around the outside twice. Start at a 1/4 inch and then go to 1/2 inch. You can do a different size if you want. This is just what I prefer. So when you get up here to the nose piece, go ahead and go a perfect triangle center on the top of the nose piece instead of doing the straight line like we did the first time. And this helps it pinch over your nose a little bit. Here is our first layer of top stitching. Doesn't have to be perfect, especially right around the sides. It's going to be hard to get it that specific 1/4 inch. That's totally fine. but we're doing good. And then you're just going to go ahead and do a second row of top stitching. You can go over the one you already did, you can go closer to the edge, you can go in, whatever you want, whatever looks good to you. This is just to give it some extra strength and make sure that it all stays together. So we've got our second row of top stitching done. I went a little bit closer to the edge on mine. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to do the pinches on either side of the nose. So what you're going to do for this is you're going to go ahead and have your pinch a little bit down from the nose. Hold that pinch and then measure, and you want it about 1 inch from center. So that was a little bit far, so we're going to go in some, measure it again. So there's center, there's my pinch. It's about 1 inch. Alright, and so when you fold it, you're going to line it up, line the edges up with each other right here. Go ahead and put it in your machine, and you're going to go basically at an angle until you almost run off the fabric. So that's what the pleat is going to look like once it's done on one side. And then you're just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. About 1 inch, pinch it, and then go ahead and do that. Alright, cut all your spare strings. Okay, and here's our finished mask. And so when you wash these, you're going to wash them on hot. These should be able to handle quite a bit of abuse, especially if you use like some cotton, thick cotton fabrics. And when you put it on, remember, bottom of it to the chin, pull both things over, top one above the ears, bottom one below the ears, adjust until your nose is centered to the nose piece. And this should fit your face really well and help protect you from any thing that might be in the air, and will help protect others from anything that you might be carrying. So yeah, y'all have a good day and happy crafting.